I am delighted to have this lady here tonight. You all know Julie Andrews. Did you know that by the age of 10, Julie Andrews had performed before the Queen Mother? At 13, she appeared at a command performance. At 21, she was the toast of Broadway in My Fair Lady. Won an Oscar for film debut in Mary Poppins. And her latest movie hits included 10, S.O.B, and Victor Victoria. And this is her first time with us, is it not?
Hard to believe, huh?
Would you welcome, please, Miss Julie Andrews?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to tell him what you said to me. We have no secrets on this show. She said to me as we were giving a little kiss, why do you always say Miss Julie Andrews? I guess you should be Miss or just plain Julie Andrews. Yeah. Or Julie.
Yeah.
Why do I get the feeling you have been on this show before? I'm serious.
I thought you had too.
I don't know.
But you never have been on The Tonight Show.
You never asked.
You know, I remember one night I had Janet Leigh some years ago, and I turned to her and I said, you know, it's so nice to finally have you on The Tonight Show after all these years. And she said, I was on with you last year. And I had absolutely nothing to say. I just sat there and we looked at each other.
Oh, God.
But I'm delighted to have you here.
Thank you, John.
In the introduction, it said appearing at 10 years of age, because your parents were in the entertainment business,
Yep.
right?
The whole family was in vaudeville, and my mum played the piano, and my stepfather sang, and they
Right.
had an act for many years, and I joined it for a while.
Was it vaudeville?
Yep. I sort of saw the end of vaudeville, really. I saw the dying.
I kind of missed
years
that
of it.
because it was great entertainment.
It was. I mean, but mine was in England, not here in America.
Now, what did you do in the act when you were working in the
Well, I sang. I had a sort of freak voice when I was a kid. I had
Right.
like a 5-octave range and could sing phenomenal coloratura things.
Right.
So that was my gimmick. And so I came out in little, what do you call them, Mary Janes, those little shoes, and
Yeah.
short little dress, and sang my heart out. And
Did you want to do it, or did your parents kind of just bring you into the
well,
act?
both.
Yeah.
I in those days, I felt very special, and it kind of gave me
Right.
something, gave me an identity, and I felt rather good at school and things like that.
What kind of
But,
acts did you work with?
Oh, everything. I mean...
Animal acts, the whole...
crocodiles, yes, dogs, acrobats.
You don't see any good crocodile acts anymore.
Monkeys.
The youngsters today have missed the great crocodile acts of all times.
And all the great English comedians, which was quite a thrill for me.
Yeah, they've had some great comedy actors
Oh, yes. Yeah.
come out of England.
Yeah.
I did a joke about you on the Academy Awards this year.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, because you appeared in your husband's film, S.O.B., and almost 180 degrees from your image, you appeared topless.
Almost 180 degrees, right?
Yes. You appeared topless in that movie, and the joke in the Academy Awards and the monologue was, I was talking about motion pictures, and I said in S.O.B., Julie Andrews proved once again that the hills are still alive. And it got one of the biggest laughs of the whole night. Now,
Thank you.
you've been asked that question many times because your image has been Sound of Music, Mary Poppins, and so forth, and all of a sudden, a revealing part of your anatomy. Why do I get stutter when I think of sex? But you know, how did that come about? Now, it was tastefully done.
Yeah. Blake wrote the screenplay about 9 years before.
Right.
And I saw the pages as they came hot off the typewriter. And I knew that he hoped I would do the role.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of knew what was in store for me. So I had 9 years to get ready for it.
Yeah. Did you have any second thoughts when it came to the moment of truth?
No second thoughts. I just hoped it wouldn't be, the air conditioning wouldn't be too cold or anything like that.
Do people still envision you as running through the hills of Austria?
Well, a lot of people still do, I guess. And in truth, there was one time when I did shock an awful lot of tourists in Switzerland. You know, we lived there, and I was getting ready for a concert or something that I was doing. And I really felt out of shape, really badly out of shape. So I thought, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just, run around the farmhouses and
Well, that's fun.
up the hills and down and whatever. So I thought, well, while I'm doing it, I might as well sing a little bit. And I was going, the hills are alive. And over the crest of the hill came a whole bunch of tourists. And they must think that I do that all
Isn't
the time.
that wonderful?
I felt such an
It's a
idiot.
wonderful story, yeah. My God, it's real
But
life.
I felt so foolish.
We're going to take a short break. We're coming right back. Stay where you are. Thank you, Thomas. We're talking with Julie Andrews, and we have Bob Uecker, Mary Gibbs, and Buddy DeFranco. When you played in Victor Victoria with James Garner, you played the double role. Did you find that difficult, trying to portray the man side of...
No, really, I guess the hardest thing was trying to decide whether to dress left or right.
Big problem for you,
Big,
yeah.
Actually, Blake cut out a scene in the film that was adorable. And I was being measured by a tailor for a suit as a man, and he was measuring the inseam, and he said, which side do you dress? Oh, left, obviously.
And they cut
he
it out?
said. No, well, he cut it out because I then went into the dressing room and took a huge scarf out of my pants and threw it around my neck, and it had to go.
When you make motion pictures, of course, you have no, like we do here in a show, immediate reaction, except from the crew, and normally they have to keep quiet. When you do Broadway or something like that, you get that immediate feedback from the audience, so you know exactly how...
And you start at the beginning of the evening and you end at the end of the evening, right?
Now, when you make a movie, you really don't know at the time how it's going to turn out or what the response will be because you can't get any reaction.
Yeah.
Do you prefer something in front of an audience? I mean, coming from vaudeville, I would think,
No, funnily enough, I think in a way I prefer film, although I love being able to touch an audience once in a while. But film for me is a little quieter, and you get to do it over and over again, and I kind of like being private about it and then letting it go.
Right. So if you don't like a particular thing, we say, well, let's try it a little bit different way.
But Blake often says that, in a drama you've got a lot going for you and histrionics and so forth. If the audience don't laugh, a comedy goes, right down the tubes. And so it is the hardest for him to do, I think.
Yeah. You've got a special, you're with Bob Hope special, I think, this Sunday night on NBC.
It's a tribute to the Pink Panthers.
That's right.
Pink Panther's 20th birthday, I think, and Bob's having fun with
I cannot believe that originally started 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Peter Sellers didn't do the first one, did he?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Then there was somebody else that...
Yes. Sellers did like 2, I believe.
I know it is. Alvin Arkin.
That's right. Yeah. And,
Alvin Arkin did it for one movie.
But Blake didn't direct that one.
Yeah.
And then eventually they all came back with Sellers again.
So they have a lot of films that people have not seen, I guess.
And tremendous amount of takes and footage, and that's all on the special on Sunday.
Yeah. Who else is on with you?
All friends. I mean, Robert Preston from Victor Victoria, Dudley Moore, Bernadette Peters, Dean Martin, Robert Wagner, Bob Hope.
Just a fair cast.
Yeah, just a...
And also they have some big names. Anyway, that's Sunday here on NBC, I guess, at what time, Freddie?
2 hours.
You would know that.
2 hours after dark.
I think it's
on after... no, see, you can't tell people it's on after dark. I was just trying to give a time.
It's parts of the country.
What?
Talk for a while. I'll look
On different parts of the country.
It's
from
from
9 to 11.
9
to 11.
Yeah.
Except in the Midwest,
Where it's 8 to 10.
where it's 8 to 10.
But dark.
And in Barstow, you have to go to Daggett to see it. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Stay where you are. Julie, it's so much fun having you here. Really,
It was lovely,
I hope you
John.
found it easy.
Yeah, I did.
And we'll watch for you on the Bob Hope special.
Thank you.
From 9 to 11 on Sunday.